Up with it, y'all. It's a new year, which means it's time for us to start doing new things and better things. It's time for us to start changing our ways. It's time for us to start moving the darkness and start moving into the lightness. It's time for us to start being more godly, being more angelic. It's time for us to stop having fear. It's time for us to move that stress. It's time for us to move the depression. It's time for us to say no more and give it up to God. It's time for us to stand for something. It's time for us to fall for nothing. It's time to get abundance. It's time to complete. It's time to be joyful. It's time to be jolly. It's time for us to move on from disasters. It's time for us to live our best life. It's time for us to get all that God has promised. It's time for us to live with interest. It's time for us to see everything that we always pray for. It's time for us to get up and shout. It's time for us to make noise. It's time for us to say in God as we pray to God. It's time for us to do it. So let's do it, y'all.